Welcome back to Brighten-Up-Sunshine, where every day is a new beginning. Have you ever wondered why some people reach their goals and others don't? Well, it's not always about talent or luck. It's actually about a simple, powerful secret called consistency. So today, let's talk about that and more in this simple concept that can actually change your life. Consistency matters. And why does it matter? Well, consistency means doing something over and over again, even when it's hard and you don't feel like it. It's like planting seeds. You want to see a tree grow? Well, if you go plant the tree seed, the very next day, the tree's not going to grow. But if you keep watering it, guess what happens? Growth happens. And studies show that actually consistent effort over time is more important than natural talent in achieving your long-term goals. So think about Michael Jordan or J.K. Rowling, who succeeded through consistent effort. You can hear about their stories. A lot of times when you hear any success story, there's always consistency in the story. You have to build habits. Everything you do consistently becomes a habit. See, good habits make life easier, like brushing your teeth. You don't have to think about it anymore. What's a habit that you'd like to build? If you start small and commit just 5 minutes a day to that habit or to that thing that you do over and over, it will become a habit. If you set your reminder and you use habit trackers, or you tell a friend about your goal, or you share your progress, because every step towards creating a habit matters. Consistency may seem small, but it's actually powerful. Success is not built in a day, it's built daily. So you have to keep showing up, and then you'll see results. So if you've ever wondered why some people reach their goals and others don't, now you know it's not just luck, it is actually talent. The real secret is actually simple, but it's actually powerful. And again, it's consistency. So, did you know, though, that the psychologists have studied this consistency over and over, and they say it's not the smartest or the most talented people who succeed. It really is those who keep going no matter what. When they get knocked down, it doesn't matter. They just get back up. Some people get knocked down and they get buried by the crap. Some people learn how to step up on top of the crap and just get higher and higher. So you just have to keep going. Michael Jordan, as I said earlier, was one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But he was cut from high school basketball team. He didn't give up, though. He just practiced consistently, and every day he just kept getting up and up and up. He actually was interviewed before, and he said, "I have failed over and over again in my life, and this is simply why I succeeded, because I just kept getting up." It wasn't one big moment that made him great. It was years of consistent effort. There's a science behind consistency. There's a brain and habit formation. Consistency is powerful because it actually rewires your brain. When you do something repeatedly, your brain creates new pathways. And over time, those pathways become stronger. And the behavior becomes automatic then. It's like brushing your teeth. Again, you don't have to think about that every single day. It's just something you do. And that is how you actually get to success, is you just practice whatever you want, whatever habit you think will get you to the goal that you want. Practice those little steps that'll get you there every day. And then if you do it every day, you don't have to think about it anymore because it's a habit. It's like our brains just take over and just does it automatically. If you've ever started driving a car for the very first time, you're very aware of every sound and everything. But then it isn't very long and you're driving, listening to the radio, talking to somebody, and that's where it's just become a habit. You don't have to think about it. So it's all about neuroplasticity. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it in certain ways, the stronger it's actually going to get. And this concept is called neuroplasticity, which is a very interesting deep dive all in itself. Every time you repeat a behavior, you're training your brain. It's like going to the gym. You might not see the results after one workout, but if you keep going, you will get stronger. Right now, you could actually think of one habit you want to build. Maybe it's reading every day, exercising, saving money. You just have to write it down, and we'll get back to this later. But let's talk about building strong habits. Everything you do consistently will become a habit, whether that's a good habit or a bad habit. Habits are powerful because they run on autopilot. Again, like I said about driving that car or brushing your teeth, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. Imagine if you could make positive actions like working out or studying just automatically. Small steps will lead to big changes. You do not need to make huge changes overnight. It's teeny small steps. If you want to read more, start with just 5 minutes a day. If you want to get fit, start with a short walk. The key is to do it consistently. Keep showing up. So again, think about one small habit that you could start today. If you want to share it in the chat, go ahead. There's key benefits in creating momentum. The power of momentum is important. Consistency is going to create momentum. And momentum makes things easier. Think of a heavy wagon. At first, when you're pushing it, it's super hard. But as you keep pushing it, it gets easier and moves faster. That is momentum. Studies show that once you start a task, you're more likely to finish it. This is like if you set the timer for 5 minutes to do something, you'll be surprised 30 minutes later, you may still be doing that thing. Starting is actually the hardest part. But once you're in motion, you're going to keep going. If you're struggling to start something, you could tell yourself, hey, I'll just do this for 5 minutes. Set the timer. And then, like I said, you're going to find yourself there sometimes 30 minutes later. You have to build trust with yourself. Self-trust is important. And consistency is like a promise. You're going to keep showing up no matter what. Every time you follow through, you build trust and you build confidence in your own self. It's self-trust. You're proving to yourself that you can rely on you. The confidence loop, it's important. When you keep small promises to yourself, you actually build confidence in your own self. And confidence makes it easier to stay consistent. And that forms that positive loop. Think about a time you actually got stuck with something hard. How did it feel when you succeeded? Remember that feeling? Well, you can create it again by staying consistent with yourself. But you have to not shoot for something, say, I'm going to organize my closet for 30 minutes. No, I'm going to organize my closet for 5 minutes. And then if you're still there 30 minutes later, great. But if you're still there 7 minutes late, great. So you start small. And this will help you overcome challenges. Now, there's some common obstacles, which is one thing we need to talk about. One is the lack of time. You don't need hours again. It's that 5 to 10 minutes a day that can make a difference. Consistency is more important than intensity. Consistency is more important than intensity. Remind yourself when you get bored why you started. You have to keep your goal in mind, and that's why it's great to just write it down. Write it down on a little sticky note if you need to. There will be setbacks. Missing a day does not mean you failed. The key is to get back on track and do it as quick as possible. And that's progress. Remember, life is progress, not perfection. Do not set yourself up to lose. It's progress, not perfection. What's the biggest challenge you face in staying consistency? Well, staying consistent has lots of challenges. But if you guys want to chat and just drop it down, one of the biggest challenges, go ahead and do that. There are practical tips for staying consistent. You could set clear goals for yourself. Know what you want to achieve and write it down, and know your why. Why is going to be huge. And then when you start feeling like you're unmotivated, you can look at your why, and sometimes that alone will help motivate you again. Create a routine. Consistency is easier with a routine. So set a specific time for your habit and then track your progress, because you're going to wonder, Why am I doing this? Because it's going to be boring at first. You're going to be doing it over and over, and you're like, why am I doing this? So that's why it's really important to measure your success and track your progress. And again, you can do this by just writing it down or habit trackers. Seeing your progress will motivate you to keep going. Another thing you can do is find accountability partners. Share your goals with someone. Like I said, you guys can do that in the chat. You can do it in the comments. And then if you have a accountability partner, you can check in on each other. You hold them accountable, they hold you accountable. You have to celebrate the small wins, guys, and every step forward is progress, so you have to celebrate it. Consistency may seem small, but it's powerful. And remember, success is not built on a day, it's built daily. You have to keep showing up. Then, if you keep showing up, you'll see amazing results. You have the power to create a life that you want. You have to be one consistent step after another. And that is how you succeed. Hopefully you guys found this at all useful, and hopefully you'll share it, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. And let's see if I can read some of these. Okay, guys. All right. I think I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.